news. The contract between Appleton and the Hilton Paper Valley Hotel to manage the Fox Cities Exhibition Center is set to expire in less than 3 weeks. The hotel saying today it is hoping to get an extension as negotiations continue. This comes as Appleton's mayor told a committee overseeing the facility this week there's no plan B if a new deal is not reached. Jason Zimmerman has been following the story. He's in the Fox Valley newsroom with a first alert update. Jason.
Cami, back in July, the hotel notified the city of its intent to terminate the agreement as of December 31st, setting the stage for new negotiations. However, the two sides have yet to agree on terms, shifting the focus now to a potential contract extension lasting 3 to 6 months. So far, the city has offered a number of concessions to the hotel in the new contract, which includes committing up to $800,000 in improvements next year, exclusive food contracts, the creation of a special revenue fund to cover future repairs and improvements, and waiving the facility's $25,000 annual payment in lieu of property taxes. All of this was discussed during a meeting this week of the Appleton Redevelopment Authority Exhibition Center Advisory Committee. Today, Linda Garvey, representing the hotel, responded saying there's still several important details that haven't been addressed that require alignment, but also stressing they want to reach a deal.
Right now, it's just a matter of what percentage will come out of the revenues for the facility and for how long to fund the capital projects moving forward. I'm not concerned at all. I am not losing sleep over this. We will take care of our customers any way possible, and we'll never let the community suffer over a timing issue.
The mayor also said during that meeting that any discussion regarding the city taking over management at the Fox Cities Exhibition Center would have to involve neighboring communities who contribute from room tax, which goes to pay off the cost of construction. Reporting live in the Fox Valley newsroom, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.